Hey everyone, welcome back to another video from my man talks NRL SuperCoach. Very unpolished this one. Finally was able to get a decent internet connection while I was on my holidays here, so I thought I'd put out a quick video on my round 4 team, the trade that I was planning on doing and have already done, and also my captain options that I'm considering for this week. So we'll just get straight into it. The first trade that I had done this week was doing Jacob Liddle to Josh Schuster. Probably the most popular trade of the round, I'd say. I think Jacob Liddle, I think the decision was fine because I think Liddle, he probably had one more cash rise in him, but I think the potential cash rise of Schuster was going to be around the 70 to 80k mark, and I think we got a good example of what Liddle would probably expect from him last week when he scored around 39 points in around 55 minutes I think he played with Moses and by coming off the bench in the Tigers match. So I think that's kind of what we would expect from Liddle moving forward, and so I think he was probably not going to go up too much more in value, and so I thought Schuster, though, at the moment he's locked down an 80-minute edge role. Obviously, there is some concern with Sirinen coming back, but Schuster looks the goods, to be honest, in that dreadful Manly side. And even yesterday, I think he scored about 50 points in base against the Panthers with no attacking threats at all. So I think he definitely is going to be probably potentially the cash cow of the season. Definitely for this round he was. So I wanted to capitalize on that. If you guys have not yet done so, please follow me on Twitter as well. I'll put the link in the description because I was kind of putting up some potential trade scenarios that I was umming and ahhing about this week. If I didn't go with Schuster, what I was potentially planning on doing was going Fumiano down to enough, probably Suwali via the right centre wing second row forward duels, and then upgrading Jacob Liddle to Cody Walker. I thought that looked really tempting, having Cody Walker and Dylan Brown, who both have really good runs in the next month or so, both in my 5'8". I thought that'd be really strong and a real good point of difference. But at the end of the day, I figured the combination of, say, Cody Walker and enough, who probably won't make me too much money, and the points as well, wasn't probably going to match, say, the likes of Josh Schuster and what I'm planning to do, which is Terrell Fumiano up to Dave Fifita. I have got the money in the bank from that Liddle to Schuster trade now to do that trade straight up. And I think that way, Dave Fifita also, I think he's got a break even of around 2. I feel like if I wanted to get him, now is probably the round. He's probably going to go up a lot in value, and it'll probably be a little bit unaffordable at that point. And I know he's probably likely to play Origin, so I think it's going to be a real long-term purchase with him. But already I like the signs of what I've seen, and yes, I do understand he got those good scores against the Broncos and the Cowboys, who are not very good teams, obviously, and we'll probably see a bit more realistic scoring from him as he runs into some tougher teams, like, for example, the Raiders this round. But I still think he's got a lot of upside. He's obviously got all that, strong ball running with all that tackle breaking ability, so I think he's a real good trade-in. So that's likely what I'm going to do with Terrell Fumiano up to Dave Fifita. I could potentially even go to like a Tohu Harris, who I think is also a very strong pod option in second row forward. But I think I'm a bit more attracted to, I guess, the upside of Fifita at the moment, and also knowing that he's going to go up in value. That is really tempting for me. So I think that's definitely the way I'm going to go in terms of my trades. In terms of the rest of my team, obviously no other changes there. I put the VC on Cleary. I thought obviously against the Sea Eagles, they would have a really strong game, which they did, obviously. Cleary obviously didn't quite match the output of guys like Brian To'o or Jerome Luai, but still pretty happy, obviously, with his score of around 82, but I won't be looking to VC loophole him. To'o, obviously, I'm extremely happy with his 116. I wasn't able to actually watch the game, but I was able to catch the highlights after, and seeing him score a double was absolutely amazing. And Jerome Luai just had a hand in everything, getting an absolutely monster score. So the Panthers kind of did what we had expected against the Sea Eagles. And in terms of the rest of the team, I'm pretty happy with how it's looking for the rest of the round. Obviously, I did reserve Schuster, and I'll take his 50 points. In terms of the captaincy and vice-captain, sorry, not the vice-captain, just the captaincy, there are a few very good options this round. We've got the likes of Pappenhausen, Tedesco, Cody Walker, Latrell, all very valid options based on their matchup. Even guys like Munster as well. The way that I'm leaning towards at the moment is going with Pappenhausen. I feel, the Storm have lost their last 2 games, and I feel like they're really going to want to bounce back strong, and they're coming up against the Broncos at home, and I think they're going to absolutely do a number on them. And I think Pappenhausen has got that upside. He's got the goal kicking. He definitely looks more involved in the attack. So I think I'm leaning towards going with Pappenhausen. I think sometimes it can be a bit too vanilla to go with Tedesco all the time. Not that I think Tedesco is a bad option, obviously, coming up against the Warriors this round, but I think Pappenhausen has definitely got that upside. I think it could be a very good argument to still captain Tedesco this week, though, given that on average, he's obviously very highly captained every round. But I feel this round, because there are a lot of other decent options, potentially this could be the week to actually go with the Tedesco captain. You know, he's probably not going to be as highly captain as other players, and obviously we know his upside. So you could actually really profit and really do well in your head-to-heads or overall rankings by putting the C on Tedesco. And it's not like, you know, it's a risk, to be honest. This could just be one of the better weeks to do it. So I haven't quite fully landed on that decision, but at the moment I'm going with Pappenhausen. Obviously, if you had guys like Latrell and Cody Walker or Munster as well, I think they're definitely obviously going to be very strong captain options this round. I'm going to be death riding Munster and Cody Walker for the next like month or so, as it seems. You know, I just don't quite know how I'm going to get these guys in. Obviously, I could do the Dylan Brown trade, but you know, in his next 5, I'm pretty sure he's got the Bulldogs, the Broncos, and he's got the Tigers this round. He's got a few good games in there, so I really wanted to hold Dylan Brown, and he's shown that he's got good base. I'm just hoping for a few more attacking stats from him. But guys, that's about it. No other real change in terms of my team. Just wanted to kind of quickly touch on how my team's going and what kind of trades I was planning for this round. So yeah, sorry, this is going to be a little bit more unpolished than my other videos, but I thought it'd still be good just to try to get this out. But if you guys did like this video, would really appreciate a thumbs up, and do please consider subscribing, as I'll be continuing to put more videos out throughout the 2021 SuperCoach season. And until then, see you guys in the next video.